Hi, good morning. It's Saturday, the 31st of January, 2026. Hope everyone had a good week. Like I said, in New York, it snowed last week, and we had, I think, up to 8 to 12 inches of snow dropped from Sunday through Monday. Um, they're digging out the piles and stuff. They even brought in machines to help, melt the piles of snow. And it's been bitterly cold, so snow is basically freezing. So there's like piles of it. So they brought these machines in. And I think they have some in every borough to melt the snow, but they just bring the snow in dump trucks and then they put it in the machine to melt it and then let it go through the sewer. The water go through the sewer. But it's been crazy. It's been bitterly cold, and it's been like yesterday morning when I went to work, it was like 5 degrees. It said, and it felt it every bit. With the wind chill and all that stuff. It's been barely cold. So, but like I said, my boss. The funny thing is, he told us last Friday when they predicted all the snow was coming on Sunday through Monday to try to make it to work. But of course, when Monday came, there's a lot of people that didn't come in. I came in, and my coworker came in, Mark, and the guy Gary that works next to us. He came in, and the mailroom normally has like I think 7 or 8 people in there, or maybe 10 or 12 actually. And I think there was only like uh, 4 or 5 people in the mailroom. And then, of course, some of the OSAs came in. And then we found out Friday when we had our team meeting. He said, listen, this is not my, he told us before he said this, he said, let me preface this by saying, this is not my decision. But he said, the people that took off from work Monday, they can put in, they have a thing called incremental weather. So you can put that in for a reason why you didn't come in. And everybody else that did come in on Monday, just thank you. It was basically so we get no reward for making it in. And like I said, when I knew when I was on the train on Monday, as long as the trains are running, you got to go to work. Okay, so and there wasn't that many people on the trains on Monday, and then of course Tuesday there were a lot more people because they came to work because everybody had to basically dig out on Monday because, like I said, there's piles of snow everywhere, and the weather's been bitterly cold, so the snow ain't going nowhere. That's why they bought those machines and to try to melt the snow. Take the piles of snow and stack it up and then pass it through the machine to melt it. Okay, so and plus it's still going to be cold this week. I think the high this week is going to be like 32 this coming week, and it's supposed to snow. I think Super Bowl weekend again. So we'll see how it goes because it's not going to be unless we get like a high 50 and maybe 60-degree day where the snow is going to be around a little bit. So it is what it is. Anyway, um, my stepfather, his phone, I was he has an 18, he has an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I have a 17 Pro Max, but his phone is from AT&T. Mine is from Verizon. He had that SOS message stuck on his phone, and I tried to every which way to get it to go away, and it wouldn't. So he had his home attendant take it to the AT&T store, and they told him, no, you got to take it to Apple and see if they can remove it. I even tried yesterday to, I backed up his phone, uh, and then I wiped it out, I unpaired it from his Apple Watch, and then uh, cleared all the data and stuff. Then I tried to bring it back up again, but the SOS is still stuck on there, and I couldn't even get his old data back on it because his thing is unlike my phone. When I had bought my phone, I still had my 15, yeah, no, my 14 Pro Max, and I put them side to side so they could pair and they could download from one phone to the next. But his phone, you can't really do that because you need another, basically another, like if he had an iPad or something, then you could do it. So, but anyway, he wanted to go to the AT&T store today, but it's too cold. And like I said, it was like right now it's 12 degrees. I think it's only supposed to go up to 21 degrees today. Okay, and it's supposed to be cold again tomorrow. So my brother is going to go with him on Monday. Uh, I talked to him. I texted him last night, and then I called and talked to him today because, like I said, my stepfather wanted to go today, but it's just too bitterly cold for him, and he's an older man. Like I said, he's 92, so he's we don't want him out there in this bitterly cold weather. And what I'm going to do, my brother told me, like I said, it seems like my stepfather just has baseball hats. He doesn't have a wool hat. Okay, and like I said, I have a wool hat that I wear when I go to work. Like I said, I put the mask on that you wear from like COVID and stuff, and I have the hat, and then I put on my hoodie and my leather jacket, so I'm sufficiently warm when I'm out there, but it's still bitterly cold. And so somebody like him, I don't want him to be out there in the elements because he has to, I think, get on the bus to go to the mall where the Apple store is in the Bronx. That's the closest Apple store. Okay, so I told him, yeah, it's better let him do it on Monday. My brother will come over with him and go with him to the Apple store. Okay, and so that way he can explain things to the people in the store, uh, and hope and they should be able to reset his phone, I think, again, and log into it and see why the SOS message is on there. So and hopefully get that off. Like I said, I had an issue with my phone about 2 weeks ago when we had the SOS message. I think when I was at work, it just popped up on there. But Verizon had an outage, I think, for a couple of hours, so that message wouldn't go away no matter what you did. And then after a while, it did go. It did go away. Once they fixed it, it went away. But his SOS thing is still on there because I don't think because this thing has been on for a couple of days. This SOS message, so I don't think AT&T had an outage. It's something with his phone that's causing it to keep that SOS message on there. So I think the people in the Apple Store will probably have to wipe it again and start it, or they may have to give him a new phone if they try to take out. I don't know if this thing has a. This thing doesn't have the chip in it. I don't think it has that in it. Okay, but I think they're gonna have to either wipe his phone again and then log, probably hook it up to a computer and another phone, and then I backed his phone up before I wiped it out, so it's on the cloud. All his old data is in the cloud and stuff, and I put more memory on it so he can back up. So and it took like I think like 2 hours to back up his phone, but it has everything on it now. So all they have to do once they I think can get into the phone, they can upload all his old information back to the phone and repair his Apple Watch to this phone. So hopefully, like I said, he can do that on Monday and get his phone working right. I just thought that the people in the not Apple store, the people in the AT&T store could do it, but I don't. The people in the AT&T store, they're basically just salesmen. They just want to sell you phones and stuff, and you're going to change the phone, but they don't really know. The people in the Apple store will actually know how to do it, and that's an Apple product. And I think they'll be able to either hook his phone up to another computer, okay, or to authenticate it, or hook it up to another phone and do it in the and get it to work. I think because I don't know what's causing the SOY that message is stuck on there, but hopefully he'll get his phone fixed on Monday. Sorry, my webcam keeps. Camera for my videos up because I'm going to try to do it with my iPhone, but my iPhone is not. I need a real actual like camera so that I can zoom and all that stuff in there. So I'm gonna look into that. Anyway, oh yeah, my niece is getting married. I'm not going to the wedding in Florida. It's next month. Uh, but I decided, they have a website set up so you can contribute to because they don't want to get presents like that because they're building up a house they're living in, but they just want, they have a honeymoon fund set up. So I sent my niece, I sent her some money, and I told her I'm going to send her another couple $100 too for the wedding and stuff. Basically, take the money I would have spent going down there, and give her a couple of $100 for their honeymoon fund and stuff. So uh, I'm happy for that, and I think my nieces are going to will be there. And of course, my brother will be there and stuff. And I don't know who else is going, but I just wanted to do that to let her know that because I RSVP told her I wasn't going, and like I said, put the contributed the money to her the honeymoon fund for her and her partner, and then I'm gonna probably put another couple of $100 in there so they can that'll be my gift to them. Okay, so that's that, and what else? Yeah, like I said, the weather has been bitterly cold. Like I said, it's going to be. I think a little bit warmer this week because it's going to be in the low 30s this week. But in the mornings it's going to be like like 5 and then go up to 30s and stuff. So, but still bitterly cold. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get my stepfather a hat, get him a wool hat. I think he actually has gloves and stuff, but I'll check with him because my brother wanted to make sure because having a baseball hat ain't gonna cut it in this cold weather. Okay, so because you don't want your ears freezing. So I'm gonna get him a wool hat when I go out to the run my errands and stuff, and maybe a scarf or something. See what kind of coat he has. Maybe a scarf will be good too as well. So that way when he goes out on Monday, he can be protected. You don't want to be out there in that element stuff. Like I said, this weather, like I said, this past week, it's been really, really cold. Like I said, like 2 degrees. I saw 5 degrees. Like I said, Friday when I checked my phone on when I got to work, it's at 5 degrees. Okay, literally 5 degrees. But with the wind chill, it's less than that. And I really felt it, not on my head and chest so much, but really on my legs. I got the thermals on, but the thermal on, but it just really felt bitterly cold. So, and like I said, hopefully, like I said, this coming week it'll be a little bit warmer than it has been, but I want him to be protected when he goes out on Monday, and I'd rather him go with my brother because I had a feeling he was going to try to go by himself to the store, but then he knocked on my door this morning and said that to call my brother and see if he wanted to go today, and then my brother said no, look, it's bitterly cold, and when I was talking to my brother, it was like 5 degrees. Okay, and so it said 5 degrees. Now it warmed up a little bit more. It's 12, and it's supposed to go I think to 21 degrees, but the wind chill is going to be cold too. But it's 12 degrees right now, and like I said, when they get on to have to go to the 18th, so they have to take the bus to the mall. Okay, which means they have to stand outside. Okay, and when you stand outside in that bitter cold, you want to make sure you're bundled up and stuff and nice and protected. So, like I said, I'll make sure I buy him a nice wool hat that he can pull over his head and over his ears, and make sure he has a mask, one of those masks that so that way you can cover your nose and mouth, so that way you don't get sick. Okay, because then I know on the way back they still have to wait for the bus again to take you back. So um, that's why when I go out and I write it down, I'll buy him a wool hat and maybe a scarf, or at least get the mask so that way you got your face covered and your head covered and your ears covered because you don't want the heat escaping from your ears. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I downloaded the Fallout Season 2 Episode 7 that came out I think Thursday or Wednesday, but I wasn't sure. But anyway, I can kind of react to that, and got one more episode to go with that. And Wonder Man also came out. They dropped all 8 episodes, so I'm gonna try to watch Wonder Man here and there. Try to watch a couple episodes, maybe today, and then maybe a couple tomorrow, and just watch it over the week. It's 8 episodes. I'll try to watch that over the coming days and stuff, and maybe do a review of it and stuff. I know my friend didn't like because he doesn't understand the character and stuff, so it didn't appeal to him. But he likes a lot of reality show stuff, so I don't take him his advice about things and stuff. And it's the same guy that did like the Superman movie, which is silly. But anyway, so I'm going to do a couple of videos on the whole Don Lemon thing for my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. I'll do that. Excuse me. And maybe a video about the Mets getting Freddie Peralta, which I think I already did, but maybe some other videos and stuff. And like I said, I'm going to wind up my my Patreon page. I think you can unlist it. I think that's the way you can unlist it, so that way nobody else can try to join and stuff. And then, like I said, and I think if you unlist it, you can keep it. You keep the videos on there, except you just won't be charging anybody for it. I just don't want to get charged for it. That's why I got to look up and see, make sure if you quit the page and close it, so that way, because one of my goal hopefully is to, if I can do more YouTube Shorts, because you get a lot of hundreds of videos on YouTube Shorts. If I can, but what I have to do is consistency. That's the thing I have to do, because I'm never going to get. I just barely got over 4,000 subs but it took me forever to get. It took me years to get over 4,000 subs on this channel. Okay, and there's no way. I just need to increase the hours that people watch my videos. That's why I try to do the TV show reactions. And the way I do them now, that they're longer, so that way people have to watch from beginning to end. That hopefully increases the watch time, which is what I need to increase. I have enough subscribers to get my channel monetized. I just have to increase the watch time. Okay, that's the thing that's preventing me from getting my channel monetized. Okay, so that's the thing I'm going to try to do. But I am going to, like I said, close the Patreon, and if my channel gets monetized, then I can do a membership on this page. You know, I can, and I think I can also, I can actually put my, because right now in the description box I always put the link to my merchandise store, but I think I can actually put it on my YouTube channel, the merch. I can actually put it on there if the channel is monetized. I think I can actually do that once my channel becomes monetized. So I want to do that. And like I said, it's 10 o'clock right now. I'm going to get up, get something to eat, make me something, wash up, get me something to eat. And then hopefully I'll see if I can try to watch um, either Fallout today or, well, like I said, I'm going to try to watch a couple episodes of Wonder Man and uh, and some videos from my Paul's Views and Opinions channel about the whole Don Lemon thing and the baseball thing. And I think, and then like I said, next week is the Super Bowl weekend. And hopefully, like I said, we'll get a lot of videos. I think we'll maybe get a full trailer for Supergirl and another, obviously, the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday, which I'm looking forward to. That should be freaking awesome. I think that's going to be freaking awesome to watch that. That I'm looking forward to more than the Super Bowl. That first Avengers Doomsday trailer, which hopefully they'll make it like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. I'm hoping that it's that long. Okay, and we get lots of good stuff in there, like seeing a lot of people team up, like seeing Cyclops with Captain America, just different characters with interacting with each other. Beast with, I think it's supposed to interact with Mr. Fantastic and stuff. Just or Doctor Strange, just a lot of different pairings. I want to see that in the trailers and stuff. And actually, I want to see Doom maybe at the end of the trailer. Like, you know what would be a cool shot if you have Doctor Doom at the end and maybe he's holding up Thanos, not Thanos. What's his name? Uh, he who remains, Kang, or something like that. Just that would, but they're not going to do it. Although I do think, for some reason, I think Jonathan Major's character of Kang will be in the Avengers Doomsday, even if they just bring him in to kind of kill him off. Although I hope they wouldn't do that, and maybe have him more in Avengers Secret Wars. That would be better than just killing him, bring him in just to kill him off. But I have a feeling that Jonathan Majors is going to be in one of these Avengers movies that's coming up. I think he will definitely be in one of those. So that got that to look forward to. So anyway, uh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure before I leave on Sunday, before I go to work, I'm going to tomorrow. I'm going to rent out the pad. I can't. I apologize again for my camera. Throw it in the garbage. Sorry, look, it froze again. I apologize. You don't have to put up with this crap. But like I said, I'm gonna take that web camera. I'll check get my other camera and throw that right in the garbage.
maybe throw it off the roof or something. I just can't stand this Logitech webcam. Even though I've had it for years, it's the absolute worst. It's just freezing. It's stupid. But anyway, hope everyone have a good week. Stay safe, be well. I'm gonna again, like I said, I'll make sure my brother has all the passwords and stuff. So when he goes with my stepfather to the store, the Apple store, they'll be able to restore his phone, which I think they will be. Okay, and oh yeah, and my friend, he is going to visit his son, yes, his grandson, his new his new grandson. Uh, his son had a second kid with his wife and stuff, so they got three kids now. But he's going to visit them. I think on the not next week, but the week after. He's leaving like I think that Wednesday. He's going to have half a day, and then he's going to be off that Thursday, Friday, and then he's going to be off the rest of the week, I think, and then the next week, and then I think he's going to be off a couple of days until the next week. So he's going to be gone for a little bit. But like I said, I got Gary that's works next door. I can have him help, with the posters and stuff, and with any other job that I need his help. I can depend on him, but I can hold it down while Mark's on vacation, to visit his grandson. So it is what it is, and maybe I'll decide to go to do something when I go on vacation in July. Again, like I said, I wanted to go to the wedding, but then I thought I didn't know how to put up with the travel, to be honest, which is I know kind of a weak excuse, but I figured why not so take that money and then just give that that money I would have spent on buying paying for the hotel and fourth time it froze for the I think it's four times that it froze. Anyway, somebody down below let me know how many times. I think it was four times. Okay, this camera. Yeah, okay. But anyway, like I said, I was saying the money I would have spent on the hotel and the plane fare, so just take that money and give that to them, so they might go fun. And so that way they, I think that'll be nice. Get to give them that, give them that money. Is that way they'll have because I know they're not doing a traditional where you register and buy them gifts because I think they have a house that they're fixing up and they rather have the money for I think that's the fifth time that people at the wedding just pen money to them and stuff. I think that's a tradition that they did. That's a wedding tradition, one of the wedding traditions that they have. So, but they have a honeymoon fund set up. So I sent them money, and I'm going to send them another couple $100 too. So that way they'll, it's my way. And like I said, if I want to go, but I can contribute that money I would have spent, give them that money. So I think that would be nice. But I'm still going to probably, send them a nice card and stuff, a nice gift or something. I know they, like I said, they don't want traditional gifts, but I'm going to send them get a nice card because from Amazon you can get these. Because I got when I went to my niece's, not my niece's, my great niece, to her 316 thing. I bought this gigantic card for them, and I had my sister and brother-in-law and everybody sign it. And so I'm gonna probably do like this on Amazon and get them a card like that, and then just send that to them for their wedding and stuff because I got their invitation thing here with their address on it because I RSVP'd that I wasn't going, so they know. So I can send them that card, send them like a nice big gift card, but they're gonna contribute to their honeymoon fund and stuff, and I'll let my brother know that that I'm not gonna be there, so he knows and stuff. So I think that's it. So hope everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe, be well, and hopefully I will be getting a new webcam, not webcam, but a camera that I can use for these videos. Okay, that can maybe even shoot in 4K. Okay, which I think would be nice. Okay, so stay safe, be well. Okay, in the description box there are links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, also a link to my other channel, All Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. I'll be doing videos for that channel today as well. Also, I'm not going to mention my Patreon because I'm going to probably wrap that up this weekend. Also, I've linked down below to my merchandise store where I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears for men, women, unisex. Auto link will take to the merchandise store. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. That helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel and
This is Trepacer saying so long. Take care. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention one other thing. Have to find my. I was trying to go. YouTube, not YouTube. A guy that follows me on Instagram sent me a mug, and I think it was supposed to be delivered here twice. But normally my stepfather's here to receive stuff, but he was in the hospital at the time, so I tried to have it redelivered, and they never came. So they said I can pick it up go to the post office. So what I'm going to try to do, if I can still find that orange ticket I got originally saying that it was, so I think I need that, and plus when I try to send those two numbers, so I can, if I can find those two things, praying that I still have them, then I can go to the post office and pick them up, the little cup that he sent me, the cup that he sent me, and I apologize to him for not. Like I said, it was a weird circumstance that it came when my stepfather wasn't here, who's normally here all the time. Okay, he was in the hospital, but if I can hopefully find, I'm gonna look through these papers and crap, and hopefully I have that orange paper that the post office originally, the mailman usually left, and then the paper I think I still have the paper that had, when I tried to reschedule, it had a number on it, confirmation number. So if I have those two things and plus my ID, they should be at the post office. The thing is, it's at the post office all the way on Fordham, which means I'm gonna have to take the bus there to get it. But hopefully, if I can find it, I'll get it. If not, I'll try to explain to the guy, or maybe I should. I'm trying to think. Maybe I should let them send it back, and then maybe he can send it again. Although I don't want, I wouldn't want person waste his time sending it again, because he sent it out of kindness of his heart. He didn't have to do that. Send me the bundle thing, the water. I drink the water, and and again, I apologize to him for not, uh, like I said, it was a unusual circumstance. Like I said, my stepfather normally would be here. He was in the hospital for a couple of days, so he wasn't here to get it. And then when I tried to reschedule, they still didn't deliver it for some reason. I don't know why they didn't deliver it. Then the lady called me, I think, this past week asking about it, and I said, listen, let me just go to the post office and get it, so we can just cut this BS out. So hopefully I can find it in this mess of papers I have here, and then I'll get it. Okay. So anyway, this is Trepacer saying so long. Take care.